thought that I'd have a chance to stand on the stage at the ACMs or the CMAs accepting anything, and this song right here was the song that got me there. I wrote this with Jamie Johnson and Lee Thomas Miller, y'all. Well, I said, Grandpa, what's this picture here? It's all black and white, and it ain't real clear. Is that you there? Sit here, I was living, and times were tough back in '35. This is me and Uncle George trying to survive a cotton farm and a Great Depression. And if it looks like we were scared to death, like a couple of kids just trying to save each other, you should have seen it in color. Well, this one here's taken overseas in the middle of hell, 1943. In the wintertime, you can almost see my breath. Well, that was my tale, gone wrong. Johnny McGee, he was a high school teacher from New Orleans, and he had my back right through the day we lived. And if it looks like we were scared to death, like a couple of kids just trying to save each other, you should have seen it in color. A picture's worth 1,000 words, but you can't see what those shades of gray keep cover. You should have seen it in color. When we wrote this song, we were talking about our grandparents, that great generation that everybody talks about, the one that lived through the truly hard times. Well, my grandfather was part of that generation, and he fought in Korea years before I was ever born, before my mother was ever born. And I remember when I was a kid, he used to tell stories about it. It was real hard to get him to talk about it, but when he would talk about it, you could see a tear in his eye. Well, I don't know if anybody in here has ever been to war. Do I have any veterans in this room? Let me see your hands, y'all. God bless you for your service. My dad was a drill sergeant for 23 years in the U.S. Army. And I joined the Navy at 19 years old, and thank God I never saw the kind of combat that my grandfather saw. But I lay awake some nights wondering what in the world that it was that would keep a man strong enough every day to wake up and want to make it home and fight through all of that bullshit to make it back. It certainly ain't your job. And I think that I found out what it was. I think it was my grandmother that did that. Now, my grandparents were married for 50 plus years, y'all, which is an unbelievable accomplishment. all the years I've been alive, which is frighteningly almost 40 this year. Yeah. Thank you, Chris. Young bastard. I never saw that man cry, man. I never saw him shed a tear. I saw him tear up every once in a while, but never like unabashedly cry. Until the day they laid my grandma in the ground after she lost her battle with breast cancer. And I think that at that moment that I understood the kind of love that you have to have for somebody to make it as long as they made it. And that's what I wrote this song about. And that's what this last verse is about. And I pray that everyone in this room, at some point in their life, gets to experience that kind of love. This one is my favorite one, this mean grandma with some sun I understood the day you said our vows. You can't tell it here, but it was hot that June. Now the rose was red and her eyes were blue, and just look at that smile. I was so proud. That's the story of my life. Right there in black and white. And if it looks like we were scared to death, like a couple of kids just trying to save each other, you should have seen it in color. A picture's worth 1,000 words, but you can't see what those shades of gray keep cover. You should have seen it in color. Yeah, you should have seen it in color. I said, Grandpa, what's this picture here? It's all black and white, and it ain't real clear. Is that you there? I said, yeah, I was 11